This is Badass Billy Gunn, 11-time WWE Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Hardcore Champion, and you're listening to Ico Pod. You gotta hear this. And if you're not listening to this, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
And we're back with episode 151 of IcoPod. I am Bob Conley Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley and Austin Skinner. And fellas, it is the first time for a head-to-head competition for Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Nitro. Last week, we watched the first ever edition of Nitro unopposed. And I would say it was significantly better than really anything Raw has produced for the last 18 months. How are we feeling for this week's episode of Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, I'm pretty much feeling like that, man. I want to watch Nitro. I'm hyped for WCW right now.
And significantly better.
Yes.
This is how we're starting the show?
It was. And you know what? I'm just going to say it right now, too. I know we're going to talk about it. Nitro this week is going to be better than the Raw we're about to watch. Guaranteed.
Come on.
Well, we talked about it a little bit last week. Really, the main, if you want to compare main events on Raw, we have Shawn Michaels and Sid, which have been feuding really since about April, the night after WrestleMania 11. And then on Nitro, they're hot-shotting Lex Luger against Hulk Hogan, since Lex Luger shockingly made his debut or return to WCW last week. So now he gets a title shot 6 days before Fall Brawl.
Why not? Hey, you don't have a title match at Fall Brawl. Let's put it on Nitro.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
In terms of emotional investment, though, I'd have to think that you're going to lean towards Raw just because there's actual story and it's been going on for a little while. But then with Nitro, the shock value of, oh my God, Hogan Luger, second week, you might get more casual viewers in that. So I don't know.
I tend to agree with your, in some aspects, but mostly disagree with both of you as far as the first episode of Nitro goes. And we talked about it on that episode. But I think that you guys got the wool pulled over your eyes a little bit with something new and fresh. For me, again, it was good, but like too similar to what we're seeing. Like it didn't jump out to me.
It is similar. I would agree with you, but it was mostly just wrestling.
And that was nice.
And the wrestling was pretty good.
Well, It was okay.
Compared to the squash matches we have to watch every week, It was pretty good.
Right. Yeah. So, but that's not really comparing it to much, though. Because Raw's matches are usually not very good at all. You'd get a gem here and there in 95.
Yeah, like once every taping, which would be about once every 4 episodes.
Exactly.
If we're lucky, yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. And for that, I will give the edge to Nitro that, yes, there was way more action on television, and yes, that was refreshing. Realistically, as far as everything else goes, it just felt like a knockoff to me. And that's, I think, a problem that will plague WCW for a little while. But at the same time, like I explained in the last episode that we sat down and did, it's just nice to have options as a viewer. And I think that's where you both have kind of fallen on it. For me, kind of going back to what Bob says, I do agree with him. There is, for me, more emotional value in a Sid Shawn Michaels match because, again, they have basically starved us from that for the better part of, 4 or 5 months. So I'm just glad that we're finally maybe getting a bite of that plate, after waiting so long. I think it is going to be interesting, and we've touched on this before as well. I think it's going to be interesting moving forward because, as Bob explained, this is the first time that Raw really has any direct competition. Beforehand, I would say WCW really wasn't much of a threat on TV. Maybe still not even at this time, but the waters are definitely being rocked a little bit. So I think that'll be good to know and good to keep in mind moving forward as we watch, because I think it's going to force the WWF's hand a lot more than usual. It's all about sitting back, playing it safe, mailing it in. I have a feeling it's not going to be much longer that they're allowed or able to get away with that. I think people are going to start smartening up really quick, because with really the emergence of WCW and Nitro on prime time, I think it emerges a new fan base, a more rabid fan base, a more dedicated fan base, a more serious fan, if you will. Not so much the casual viewing audience, but a hardcore wrestling fan. I think this era really kind of births those, especially since now it's going to be so easily accessible to both WWF fans as well as WCW fans. So I think moving forward, it just means good all around for both us rewatching, fans there live in attendance, pay-per-views, television ratings. I'm hoping that this is kind of the catalyst that really propels us onward and upward with both places.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. What do you think Nitro got for a rating for their first week?
3.2.
I've already looked, so I won't answer.
Okay. So Austin thinks a 3.2. And you would say that a 3.2 would not be considered competition for Raw when Raw's been getting around 3.2s?
No, I would say, ratings wise it would be, but in Vince's mind and in fans' mind, I don't know. I don't know if it would be.
Okay. I'm just curious. All right. Well, coming out of WWF, we haven't been with Raw for a couple weeks since SummerSlam because they were preempted. So we got to play a little bit of catch up in terms of news when it comes to WWF, but there's not a whole lot.
Wait, what's the rating?
I'm going to tell you in the observer notes. It's called a tease.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Stick around.
You got to hype it up. You got to wait 5 more minutes. If you're listening now,
not even
at 5 minutes. Bob's all minute. He's going. Boom. That's no.
Don't do 5 minutes because you probably would have missed it. It's probably gonna be like 90 seconds. All right, but here we go. So SummerSlam 1995 for the Observer got 91.5% thumbs up.
Wow,
which was 292 votes. It got 1 thumbs down and 26 in the middle.
Oh, come on. 1 thumbs down.
Yeah, there's that one guy. I don't know, man.
So you're telling me, the famous Observer match, 300 people voted?
Well, they voted for, so about just under 330.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, Austin, just for like another reference here, the voting is very interesting. Because we do discuss it when we on the TNA Cross the Line podcast, where the votes sometimes will range from 10 people up to however many. It's almost like when people get pissed, they'll vote, or if they really like it, they vote. But if it's like us, we're just like, bleh, like we might not vote on it. So the number of just 300. I know it sounds like super lame, but it's so weird. The voting in the Observer, but it is always interesting to see nonetheless. So just for a reference point for you.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon in a ladder match was voted the best match, while Alundra Blaze against Bertha Faye was voted as being the worst match.
I guess. Yeah, to both of those, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Lex Luger, who did appear at SummerSlam when he got involved with Mo and Mission. Well, as noted, he jumped ship to Nitro. He debuted last week, and it's rumored that he made the agreement to join WCW on August 31st. Oof. And what is kind of funny about this was that Luger was featured heavily on the WWF TV taping, and he had a match with Mabel that ended in a disqualification, but he will likely be wiped off television and never mentioned again. So don't anticipate seeing him on any syndication stuff in the coming days.
What? I want to see that match with him and Mabel.
No, you don't. There's absolutely no way you want to do that. I don't even know what Luger could do with Mabel other than just right hand punches.
No, he'd do the jump in like the forearm. Like
that's it.
Like a couple of times though.
Oh yeah.
Off the middle rope. Yeah. Back and forth. Yeah, that's pretty much all he would do. And Mabel he'd fall over, and we know what would happen.
Yeah. I'm gonna be matching in some WCW notes here as well, so don't get too lost with me here. Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero made their WCW debuts on August 30th at Center Stage, but that match will not air until October. So really good timing there. Apparently, though, it got like 4 stars. Somebody rated it 4 stars. So get ready for some awesome Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero matches in WCW. Jerry Lynn will likely be brought into WCW as well. Meanwhile, Too Cold Scorpio's deal with WCW is dead. So you'll recall Scorpio was with WCW
for a while.
Till the end of 93. It was like only a year, I think. I don't think he was there in 94. Because I think that's when the Patriot teams up with Bagwell.
Yep.
So, but he is not coming in. He would have made sense for the Cruiserweight division, but that doesn't.
He and Benoit had a fucking great match.
Yeah, Super Brawl 3. Yeah.
That we saw. But yeah, I think it's been quite a while since we've seen any Scorpio on WCW, so it had to be 93.
Yeah, I think the last time we saw him would have been Starrcade, maybe.
Yeah,
Starrcade 93.
Yeah.
WWF World Champion Diesel is out due to Mabel injuring him when he splashed down onto his lower back. I vividly remember that because you could hear Diesel saying, "What the fuck, Mabel?" as he was laying flat on the mat.
Yeah.
Our boy Tatanka has been suspended, but it is not drug related.
Oh, I definitely thought it was about to be.
No. So I think this is in reference to the hotel incident. I think
there's a hotel incident.
Yeah, in Lagos.
I don't know. I don't want to spread rumors here, but there has been rumored to have been a hotel incident where Tatanka took the fall for some kind of physical altercation or something like that. I think this is roughly the time for that. Like Scott Hall has talked about it a few times.
Well, hey, maybe we'll in a future update we'll learn a little bit more about that.
Who knows? Now knowing Austin, he'll be like, "Tell me right now," and I'll be like, "No, it's a tease, bro. It's a tease." Tune in next week.
I think I'm gonna DM him on Twitter and say, "Hey, when you're done tweeting at Trump, can you answer my question?"
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Monday Night Nitro's first episode got a 2.9 rating.
Okay.
I think that's very strong for a show that has never
their
been
first
prime
show.
time.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge rating.
And really, the reason why I projected so quote unquote high at a 3.2, you got to think Raw's not on.
Right.
Nitro's definitely in the magazines as like, hey, this is a new thing that WCW is doing. You know, Hogan is a part of the show. You know, so there's definitely a couple of factors that I figured, they probably drew a pretty solid number compared to a regular Raw. But, 2.9 isn't far off. And like Bob said, for something that is not established at all with no prior viewing audience really at home for that time slot, that ain't bad.
Yeah, I didn't think it was really that bad either, realistically. Especially compared to the Raw numbers. Even if there is that little bit of a drop, not all the people who watch Raw even probably knew Nitro was on. We don't know obviously what their advertising was stuff, but I didn't think it was really that bad of a number either.
No, yeah, that's really, they were probably happy with that.
I would be thrilled with it if I was Bischoff and company. So
yeah,
can't go wrong with that. The Raw before SummerSlam, which featured Bulldog's heel turn on Diesel, got a 3.2.
Okay, so that's where my 3.2 comes in.
Yeah, they've kept steady though in recent weeks with the Raw rating. But it should be interesting to see how that rating is impacted when it's head to head with Nitro.
Right.
So, house show notes. Now, unfortunately, this is the the end of USWA in terms of what we're covering, because WCW and WWF are going to be really consuming us. Also, a reminder, it's the end of syndication, because quite frankly, if it's important enough to talk about, we would see it on Raw, I would assume. So, for house show notes, we'll just be doing WWF and anything that is WCW related, maybe ECW, if I remember to even look it up. But this week, there's no WCW house shows. And I'm only going to cover one for the WWF, which took place in Ontario at the Memorial Gardens on September 10th, 1995. Featured the following matches. There's no results for it, but we could probably assume who would win these matches. Aldo Montoya taking on Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Dean Douglas battling Henry Godwin. Fatu squaring off against Waylon Mercy. Barry Horowitz in singles action against Skip. The 1-2-3 Kid took on Jean-Pierre Lafitte. WWF Tag Team Champions Owen Hart and Yokozuna defended against the Smoking Guns. Bret Hart battled Isaac Yankum DDS. The Undertaker squared off against Kama in a casket match. And in the main event, WWF Intercontinental Champion Shawn Michaels defended against Psycho Sid.
Huh. I would go to that show.
I think I'd go to it too.
Yeah, I think it stays pretty consistent throughout. There's not like a holy fuck, this part is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'd go with you guys. Why not? I'm easy though.
You have a fucking casket match.
All right, there you go.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
yeah, I don't know.
You didn't have to, Dallas.
Well, yeah, it's a foregone conclusion at this point. Usually, the whole freaking, I would say, for the first half of WWF cards, it's like, go buy merch, go get popcorn, go take a shit, go walk around the arena, and then come back for like the last 3 matches. So it's nice to know that, hey, this show is kind of consistent throughout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there's really a bad match on paper. Maybe Fatu and Mercy wouldn't.
I was just gonna say. I mean, I don't know how that match is gonna.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, Mercy can't bend his knees, so I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, but it's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time for the September 11th edition of Monday Night Raw. Now, Dallas had said before we got on the air that he's already watched Nitro. Austin has not, and I'm gonna have both going at the same time. Obviously with my focus being on Raw because that's what we're covering, but it doesn't hurt to poke your head over to see what's going on with the competition. If it doesn't work out, then this will be a one-time deal. But you know what? If it does work out, why not? Plus, I don't mind having multiple things that keep my interest.
No, yeah. I also do have some notes that I took during Raw. So as you point certain things out, maybe I'll chime in here and there about specific matches or anything like that too, just to kind of give that kind of insight into what's happening on Nitro.
Okay. I also want to point out, so I'm going to be, when we press play here with Raw, I have Nitro at the 10-second mark. So if you're choosing to maybe watch along with Raw, or maybe you want to watch Nitro to see what's going on, I would maybe just get to the 10-second mark on Nitro, because that's when I will be pressing play for the Nitro part. Judging by the frozen screen here, it's literally still the Nitro opening. So there's nothing that nobody would be missing anything anyway. So I'm going to count down from 5, and then we're going to press play. And we're going to see just how this competition begins. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it, dude.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
And look at this. We have a new little World Wrestling Federation 50-year intro. It's on a big block. It's a monolith.
Let me just refresh my page here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, already?
I don't know. It gets stuck on when I first press it.
Well, we're getting a flashback of SummerSlam, which was obviously a few weeks ago, showing Shawn Michaels and Razor, making the match look a lot more exciting than it actually was.
What is this fucking commercial? This is the weirdest ad I've ever seen in my life.
Well, we're on a roll so far.
I'm surprised they're showing actual video footage. Usually it's just stills.
Well, that's a really good point, Bob. They usually do only do that, huh?
Yeah.
We're really hyping up Sid about to fight Shawn right now, though. This is like I feel like a pretty long hype. Usually it's like, hey, they show them talking to each other, or like in the black room, or they show the pictures.
Yeah.
But here we're shown 3 weeks ago now, Bulldog power slamming Diesel.
Slapping around 3 weeks ago that was taking place.
Okay, so last weekend on Superstars, it looks like Davey Boy shaved his head.
Yeah, he's got a haircut.
Shit. And here we go. The new fall season. Oh, look at we got kind of a little bit of a new graphics. They're not little match graphics, which I like better, but that's
We're also going to have Razor Ramon against the British Bulldog, and we have a new opening theme and video package for Monday Night Raw.
What the hell?
Ooh.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, I believe this is where they're going to be fighting on the roof.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you'll see here in a minute.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like this
Shit
song.
out of this.
It definitely like livens it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. This song isn't working for me. I like the video.
The song I don't like. Yeah.
The song is making me like I'm not getting hyped for a wrestling show right now.
What is the song?
It's like it's kind of country, like kind of like sounds like it's like a Jeff Jarrett song.
It's probably the roadie singing.
Hey.
Well, meanwhile on Nitro, they're still just promoting what happened last week. There's really nothing going on.
This is cool. I like this shit. It's very Shawn Central, though.
Oh,
Well, that shouldn't be any surprise.
There's a lot of Shawn in here.
yeah. They're also on a green screen here with
Right.
McMahon and Lawler.
Well, yeah, that's a fun fact because this episode of Raw is taped, which I thought was super interesting.
Right.
Because being right after a pay-per-view, you would, especially 2 weeks after, I definitely was expecting we'd see a live Raw.
Usually it is.
So while watching Nitro, later, not long into the show, once Bob mentions the match, I'll say it, but they gave away the ending of the show, so I already know what happens.
Yeah, typical Bischoff bullshit.
I didn't know they did it this early, though, so I was very surprised when I heard it come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm loving these new graphics. The new little match graphics where they got the video playing. This is great. I got Razor entering here. What's your guys' time check?
I am at 3 minutes and 48, 49, and 50 seconds. We're showing a flashback of Razor Ramon pretty much beating up Dean Douglas backstage.
Okay.
Now, Bob, over on Nitro, have they started? Is anyone coming out yet over there?
They've literally just gotten away from the announcers table. So it looks like they're about to get somebody entrancing. Here, Sabu is making his way out right now.
Right. And so British Bulldog's coming out here with Jim Cornette. Now, I just wanted to point out, because I noticed when I watched Nitro that it looks 100 times better than the first Nitro.
In terms of production?
Yes. I mean, we got the stage, we got pyro.
Right.
It looks like a fairly small arena, but it's packed. The crowd is absolutely nuts the whole show.
Yeah, it's definitely it's smaller and it looks like it's on like a studio kind of.
It is.
The aisle is very short.
Yeah, it's essentially, I think it's like an auditorium of some kind or like something like that. I was looking it up earlier too.
Yeah,
I think
it's in Miami, Florida, for those wondering.
I got Bulldog and Razor locking up here.
Well, you're a little bit ahead of us then.
You're ahead of me then. I'm at 5:13.
Okay, let me pause it.
Bulldog looks like a badass, though. I gotta say, with the shaved head and like those long tights like that.
I like
it's
the
a,
long.
It's
tights,
a much.
Bulldog.
No, I like this look a lot better. It kind of makes him look more serious. I guess.
Right.
Ramon looks weird. I don't know what. Like his gear doesn't look great to me.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I feel like he's not as in good shape.
Something's off.
He's got some love handles.
He had a couple cheat days before he had to prep for his match at SummerSlam.
Right.
Because this show, I think I was just looking at it earlier. I believe it was taped on like August 28th. Yes.
Yeah.
So I got Bulldog pacing around the floor here after getting clotheslined up and over the top.
He's over on the stairs for me. We're at 6:18, 19, 20.
All right, so we're right where we're at. Yeah, I don't know. I do like Bulldog with the frilly boots and like the shorter tights with the short hair. I am a big fan of that. But the long pants here to start out for late 95, I really don't mind.
Yeah, I like the shaved head. I always get sad when I see someone who has really long hair just randomly shave their head because I feel like we could have just cut it in a match. It would have been a lot of fun.
Exactly. That's what I've always thought.
I always think that. Every time someone does that, I'm like, oh, they could have done that in a match.
So Razor's controlling him here. Bulldog hasn't gotten too much offense in so far.
Meanwhile, on Nitro, Alex Wright and Sabu are brawling around ringside.
We're in an armbar currently on Raw.
Yeah, so there's a big difference there too, because that Alex Wright Sabu match is not too bad. And I know I say that about Alex Wright in general, but because I like him, but
yeah, it's definitely a different pace for sure.
But you got the stars on Raw, man.
Yeah, but I mean, these guys are flying around on Nitro.
But you got Bulldog and Razor.
Yeah, but if you're a hardcore fan and you knew who Sabu was, and then he's on TV now, oh man, you're all over that.
And you're getting that ECW fan base too.
Oh yeah, a little bit for sure. And, well, especially with the signing of Malenko and Guerrero.
Well, and the other thing here is you think like, okay, so yeah, we got the stars here, and we also have this very slow-paced match. Whereas like you could look at WCW as like nowadays, just think of it like an indie promotion. You're going to see some pretty good action, but you might not really know them too much. You don't have all those big stars, but you're going to see some good matches potentially. So
I don't know. And see, that's where I have a problem tuning in. It's hard for me to get invested in guys I know nothing or don't care about.
I get that. And I think I've taken plenty of time to get to the point where I can enjoy stuff of people I didn't know. It's just kind of like
I mean, I understand that, but at some point you don't know like everybody.
No, I know.
So
Bulldog had a
you have to kind of get
kind
of familiar with them over time.
Well, and I think there's a bad bias, whereas if they haven't been in WWE, they're not stars.
Right.
You know, I think that's a bad bias to keep.
Bulldog with an effortlessly military press slam. Meanwhile, Lex Luger would have passed out if he tried to do that.
For sure. 100%. We're back on Raw here after commercial break.
Remember when Owen Hart fucking did
sandbagged the fuck out of Luger? Yeah, that was great.
Awesome. Yeah. And then he went up like a feather for fucking Bulldog.
Yeah.
That was great. Oh boy, Bulldog going for the running power slam, but Ramon's going to hold on to the ropes.
He's so strong.
Oh, he falls backwards. 1, 2, no. Kick out.
Razor's such an awkward height. You know, he's not 7 foot, but he's not like 6'2". He's like 6'7". So it's like the weird, where does he fit guy.
It doesn't help that he's like really lanky. He's got super long arms, super long legs.
Yes.
I don't even know if it's his height. Yeah, it's really just that. He's slender, and he's got long limbs.
Yes.
As Davey gets caught up on the top rope, and then Ramon throwing him off.
Oh, my God. Well, Sabu just put Alex right through a table off the top rope.
What? On WCW?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
He just dove off the top rope and put him through a table on the floor.
Yeah, so that was... Sabu won that match, and then as he goes through that table, the referee decides, we're going to reverse the decision, and Alex Wright wins by disqualification.
Shit.
Fallaway slam by Ramon for a 2 count on the
Not off the second rope. No, I know.
And not on Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
One day we're going to find a clip, and I'm going to shove it up your ass.
I'm telling you, dude, try doing it on any video game. Hogan's going to be like, no, I'm not doing it. Referee goes down in the
fucking
corner.
video game.
Bulldog runs into him. Ramon going to go for the razor's edge.
Is he going to hit it? No. He's getting sandbagged.
Can he get him? Can he get him? Come on, Davey.
Holy
He's got him up.
shit.
Wow, look at Ramon with the recovery.
Oh,
I can't believe he just got him up.
oh,
Damn, down.
That was impressive.
that was probably so exhausting.
Yeah, Ramon's probably thinking, I can't wait to go to WCW so I don't have to pick any.
Oh, look at this. It's Dean Douglas off the top
Your
rope.
social studies teacher coming off the top rope.
Yeah, that was shit, dude.
A
Well, so-
forearm drop.
This is the first time, at least, that we've seen him on Raw, out in the ring.
Yes.
As
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 kid tries to go for a save, and he
Oh.
hangs him over the top rope with a suplex and punches him in the face.
Wow.
Shit, that was good. Except I don't like that he's wearing jeans and a dress shirt.
Yeah,
Well,
well, he's a teacher, dude.
If you notice, he looks like Luger did when he came out on Nitro last
No, dude. he
on the first
definitely-
episode. The tucked in white shirt.
Oh boy, Bulldog's got him for the running power slam, and he hits it right in the middle. Is that gonna be enough? Where's the referee? Oh no, 1, 2, 3 kid.
Ref season.
What the hell?
Oh, he just splashed Ramon on accident.
What is going on here?
Bulldog with a clothesline. So on Raw, we are at 12 minutes and 25 seconds. So that's a lengthy first match here.
Yeah, but I thought that was decent. I thought they were matched up.
I
okay.
thought it was solid.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, but I just think I feel like it was fairly slow. I mean, it didn't really.
Yeah, I mean, slow, I guess, yeah. Compared to Alex Wright and Sabu going through fucking tables, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'd much rather watch the Sabu Alex Wright match again than watch that match.
1, 2, 3 kid just got military pressed throat first over the top rope by Bulldog. Now
Yeah,
Bulldog's
Cornette's beating him up too. What
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
Cornette's kicking 1, 2, 3 kid. He's saying, "Come have sex with my wife in the hot tub, motherfucker." And he's kicking him, and he's saying,
I like Cornet's shoes. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, the red shoes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, when Dean Douglas just ran in as we're getting a Razor and 1, 2, 3 kid promo in the ring here with Vince, it was pretty good. Like, he beat the shit out of the guys and left.
but I like that he came out, but I feel like it also just didn't do anything. Like he did that and left, and then the match kept going, and 1, 2, 3 still got back up, and so I feel like for that, I didn't love it for that reason, but I mean, it was exciting to be, oh shit, there's Dean Douglas, that's cool. Like, okay,
Yeah, but I thought he played his part well, I guess is what I mean.
Yeah.
So
Everything landed good, and then he left.
This is kind of bizarre. So Raw is taped, right? And we have 1, 2, 3 kid and Ramon cutting promo. Meanwhile, on a live Nitro, Ric Flair and Lex Luger are having a confrontation at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would rather watch that.
That confrontation isn't that exciting, I promise.
Well, I was just gonna say Luger literally just comes out and says something's never changed, and he walks away.
That's literally what happened. Yeah, I wrote that down.
What's
too, 'cause
Vince asking 1, 2, 3 kid about here?
It seems like something about him costing Razor Ramon the match. So it seems like there's going to be some tension between these two.
Again?
1, 2, 3 kid's talking about what happened. What about last week when Ramon cost him a match?
What?
I don't
Listen,
know what he's
Mr. McMahon. Excuse me, sir. I wanted to talk to Mr. Ramon here. Sir, I respect you. And I did not mean to, excuse me, sir, cause you the match. Sorry.
What is 1, 2, 3 kid talking about?
I'm having trouble hearing him because he's not pronouncing everything very well. Well, when I beat you the first time,
Oh, come on. They're going to feud again?
and I gotta beat you again next week.
This what the fuck? This
They
is
were
such a
just
we-
friends.
Yeah, this is coming really out of nowhere.
Wait, so is 1, 2, 3 kid a heel?
I guess. I mean, I don't know what is going on.
Vince's hand.
Oh my God, Austin, you would love what's going on right now on Nitro.
Would I?
IRS is walking out.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Turn it over, dude.
Now,
Fuck
Now-
it.
So this is a good point, Bob, because I believe it was when VK Wall Street was coming out there, Bischoff gives away the finish to the match, saying, it's 2 to 3 weeks old. Don't bother switching over.
Oh, wow.
So that right there is when he gives away the result of the main event of the Raw we were watching.
It's kind of bizarre that he would do that for a Wall Street match, knowing how boring he is.
I feel like that's sort of why he did it, is like, you might not like him, but just don't bother turning the station.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
That's how I took it. I could be very wrong about that.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, I doubt he's actively doing that, but I could see that.
So 1, 2, 3 Kid just walked out here as Razor's continuing the promo. I assume he's saying, yeah, I'll fight you whenever kind of thing.
He's talking about the British Bulldog making a lot of waves.
When?
Douglas. Bookworm.
Wow.
D. Douglas.
How is he going to disrespect a social studies teacher? That's fucked up, man.
Do we really want to see a Dean Douglas Razor Ramon feud?
Yes.
No, we fucking don't.
Yeah, we do.
And now what? Him and Kid are feuding again?
Yeah, he's pretty much like, hey, my friend 1, 2, 3 Kid, who I made famous, wants a piece of Razor Ramon one more time. Well, Chico.
That's so lame.
If you want it. If they want it, as 3 people and their dad cheers.
If they want it, Chico. You got it, Chico.
Razor Ramon used to be so fucking cool. He's not anymore.
No, I think his cool factor is kind of diminished.
Yokozuna and Owen Hart, men on a mission.
Oh,
Lord.
You want to see 2 fat fucks fight? We're going to give it to you.
You want to see 2 fat fucks fight?
Oh,
we got the show for
our friendly.
Men on a mission. Next week, 9 p.m. Who gives a shit? What is going on here?
Smoking gun.
All right. Business is picking up.
Yeah. Cowboy.
Billy and Bart. If we don't see a backdrop fucking pile driver, I'm going to be pissed. Who are they fighting? Brooklyn Brawler and who else?
That's some jabron.
Oh. He's in a flannel.
So it looks like we're going to get an enhancement match from this. And would you be tempted to switch over if I told you Sting was wrestling VK Wall Street right now?
I don't know. I'm excited to see the guns here.
For the United States title, by the way, Bob.
Right.
No, maybe.
It's VK's return to the ring as well in WCW.
And he's got a different look. He's wearing a singlet, which is super interesting.
And he looks to be in better shape. That's Red Radford and Brooklyn Brawler.
Oh, okay.
Red Radford would be Louis Spicoli.
Gotcha.
We're getting some good tag team work here. Billy just did a slingshot double clothesline.
Holy shit.
Swinging neck breaker. I don't know why. But whenever Billy does, it gets all amped up. Kind of makes me laugh.
Well, because it's really awkward the way he's like,
It's as if he doesn't really know what to yell out.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you see what I did there? That was really cool.
Well, because it's like he's going, and wow, this is going good. And then he turns the spotlight on himself and he's like, let's go back to wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really fun.
Brawler getting the most offense he's gotten since about 1988. Kicking Bart Gunn in the lower midsection.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the guns, man. I don't think they ever got a fair shake, to be honest.
Well, like we've said numerous times, the company has just waited way too long to kind of elevate them.
Yeah, there's no wick left on that candle. That shit's burned all the way down.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Which sucks because they're actually pretty damn good. And they're like exciting to watch. They do cool shit.
I mean, yeah, they've been exciting and and fun to watch really since the beginning.
Right. The vignettes for the smoking guns left a little bit to be desired.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Billy, and I'm Bart, and we're the Smoking Guns.
We're brothers.
Yeah. We're going to lasso the WWF Tag Team Division.
Do you wrestle or are you cowboys?
Right.
Well, we're coming to the WWF either way. Okay, well, we'll be here.
Come on, Billy.
Look at Brawler barely sell any of those punches.
Well, he's a tough competitor.
He's a grizzled vet.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Oh. It's a cluster in the ring right now here on Raw.
Yeah, sure is. Oh, here we go. They're going to go to the Sidewinder. Billy coming off the top row. Leg drop. As Bart did a side slam on Brawler, and that's going to be a 3 count.
See, come on. That was good.
I mean, it was good for the Guns when they were doing something. I would say that was better than the Sting Wall Street match, to be honest with you.
I'm a big Guns guy, man.
Gold dust.
What is this?
Oh, it's at night. It's nighttime. Oh, look at his hat.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait. Check the hands.
Are they gold?
Okay.
Well, the outsides of them are.
Yeah, they are.
Not his palm.
I still don't like this. I like the night scene better.
Yeah, I think the night scene, because the night pops out the gold more.
Yeah.
Also, his neck is not painted.
I don't like that. I don't know. I feel like I still don't like this.
This is a creepy ass character, but I'm in for it.
What's he talking about here?
He's whispering to a lie. I can't hear it.
Yeah.
Talking about the Grim Reaper and
Grim Reaper.
the Undertaker.
Oh boy.
You can tell it's Dustin Rhodes.
Gold sheds
I
no
never
darkness.
would have figured it out. As a kid, I didn't know for a long time.
I can see it in his face. I can see it in like his chin and cheeks.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I mean, I can see it now, but as a kid, I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
I like this better than, like, visually, I like this better than the first vignette, for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem as drawn out either. He talked a little bit, and then that's it.
Still to come, Shawn Michaels in the Sid. I don't like this part because I feel like you're pretty much telling us it's taped. All right. Meanwhile, here on Nitro, Scott Norton, who's definitely polar opposite than Goldust, is in the ring, and we're going to be wrestling Randy Macho Man Savage.
Oh, that'll probably be a good match.
So which one do you want here, Savage or a dentist?
Here comes Dr. Isaac Yankum.
Oh, God.
That's a great fucking picture. Yankum.
Right on the teeth. This is so dumb. I hate Isaac Yankum.
I don't like the character either.
I hate his blue sweatpants. I hate his fucking Jufro.
Who's he?
Oh shit, yeah.
Scott Taylor.
Okay. Here we go.
Isaac Yankum DDS.
Who thought that was going to get over? Come on. Are you fucking kidding me?
Bruce Pritchard thought it would.
I was probably just going to say Bruce Pritchard.
That's so stupid.
You don't know wrestling.
He's so big. Holy shit.
I mean, I liked him when he was in the... I liked his Smoky Mountain stuff, but I don't know why they had to make him a fucking dentist.
Dude, it's so dumb. So dumb. Okay. I'm getting some early Diesel vibes from this.
Okay, that's a stretch.
The aggressiveness from this big dude.
You're comparing Diesel to a fucking dentist?
Early Diesel is pretty corny too, so I don't want to hear it.
No. Diesel didn't come out like he was some kind of truck driver.
But kind of.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, he was literally a truck. He wasn't the truck driver.
Yeah, he was the truck. Yes.
So
running
I don't
over the
wanna fucking-
competition.
Although it does look like DDS has a full diaper.
Yep.
So there's a problem there.
He shit his pants. He's
Yeah,
done.
the Kali pants really don't lend themselves very well.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how you can have somebody wearing sweatpants as like a top guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because this makes me feel as if maybe I could be a wrestler.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
No.
Although DDS is in pretty good shape. Like, he's pretty...
What are you trying to
fucking-
say? That I'm not in good shape?
No, like, the sweatpants are taken away from it, but at least he's in, like, pretty damn good shape for a big dude.
I would like to think I'm in good shape, too.
Well, I don't think you look like Isaac Yankem DDS.
My teeth are close.
Okay, Bob.
Yankum just hit a DDS, which is just a DDT. That's what McMahon just said. So
That sucks.
what a great
stupid.
creative finishing move. The DDS, it's just a DDT.
Look at that guy. Look at.
Why is he
He's
fish hooking himself? What the fuck was that?
Oh my god.
That was shit.
That was fucking weird.
In your house.
Oh, in your house report. All right. What's happening in your house? Well, you don't want to know what's happening in my house.
What's
Hi,
up,
guys.
dudes?
I cut my hair too.
Todd Pettengill is trying to be a British Bulldog lookalike.
Yeah. I
This
like how they're
pay-per-view,
still showing
September
the same
24th.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, September 24th here, as Bob was saying there. But yeah, it's the same house in Hunter's Creek that they're showing here.
Well, get ready because they're probably going to tell us the entire card right now. And yeah,
Oh,
because
you
we're
have
2
to.
weeks away.
Yeah.
What's
All right,
this?
so
Is this in your house 3?
Yep.
Okay.
it is. Yeah, because there's July.
Oh, the first ever triple header
Triple
match.
header. So world champion Diesel and Intercontinental champion Shawn Michaels taking on Owen Hart and Yokozuna, the tag team champions. All 3 titles are on the line.
What?
So here's the thing. This is what this means. Okay. Let's say Owen Hart were to pin Diesel. Owen's the world champ. If Shawn were to pin Yokozuna, then they're the tag champs. So there you go. Whichever champion loses the match loses the belt to the guy that pins them.
So tell me that's not a desperation booking. Hey, we don't have anything, so here you go.
Yeah. There's been no feud between these fucking 4 guys, but now it's like, okay, all the titles online. Have fun.
Oh, you know what would be interesting, though? If Sid beats Shawn, and then it's Sid and Diesel tagging up.
Oh, wait.
That'd be
If there's
stupid.
any intentional DQ or countouts, then Gorilla will award the titles to the winner of the match. So if you intentionally try to lose or win by disqualification or lose, I guess, whatever, then interesting.
Well, they're going to use that as a gimmick then. They just gave that away.
Well, yeah. I just want to point out right now that here on Nitro, Scott Norton just hit a elevated DDT over the top rope on fucking Randy Savage.
Shit out of that.
That was insane.
Announced here for In Your House, Reza Ramon versus Dean Douglas. We got Bret Hart versus John Pierre.
Like, what the fuck?
Remember, he stole his jacket.
Dude, why do they hate Bret Hart in 1995? Because Shawn's helping book or what?
Probably.
Holy
I
shit.
thought Lafitte was about to steal a child.
So did
Yeah,
I, but he
video
took the
baby.
glasses.
No, he stole
he's
a kid.
collecting. Look how
Oh,
sad the
that's-
kid is. Look,
Oh,
the
wow, he's
plant was crying.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
It's probably his kid.
Oh my.
Bam Bam versus British Bulldog. What the fuck?
Austin, you're gonna love this finish that I just saw. Fucking Shark came out. John Tenta. Savage knocks him out. He lays on Norton's legs, and Savage hits the elbow drop to win the match.
It's awesome.
Oh, that's the most
What
dumb
the
thing
fuck?
I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, look at Savio Vega and Waylon Mercy.
What is going on with this fucking
This is
pay-per-view?
just thrown together.
Oh my god.
I told you guys we are gonna get the whole card right now, and it wasn't gonna make any fucking
Fuck is
sense.
this bullshit? That ought to be a really good. I can't wait for that match.
If
Fuck
Savio
yeah.
Vega loses to Waylon Mercy, I give up on life.
Dude, he probably will. Fuck yeah to that WCW finish, though, by the way.
Dude, they're doing a replay of it right now. John Tenta is just like knocked out over his legs, and Norton's like, "What the fuck? I can't get out of here!" And he elbow drops him.
Awesome.
Oh, look, guys, this is so cool. Look at my Shawn Michaels hat. It's getting me all the ladies tonight. Just kidding. I have to have a LAN party with my friends to play Dungeons and Dragons over the internet.
A LAN party? That was good. That's exactly what this fucker's doing. Look at this Shawn hat. It says WWF on the back. As if anybody could get it confused.
Wait a sec, guys. It says 1-800-TITAN-91. It doesn't say it's no longer in service. Someone call 1-800-TITAN.
Oh, no. I wonder what that will be about.
Here, should I try it?
Probably. Wait, what's $25 plus $3.95?
I think the hat.
I think it's both.
Oh, you get both for that?
The shirt and the hat? I think so.
91, right? Okay, I'm going to call it. Let's see what happens.
Oh, no. Hi, it's Jim from World Wrestling Federation. How can I help you?
We are sorry, but this program has ended and no further calls are being taken.
What the
This
fuck?
program has ended. Yeah, 20 fucking years.
I want my Shawn Michaels hat. Hello?
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my god, they hung up on me.
I want the Shawn Michaels hat. Hello? Well, that just tells me that WWF still owns that telephone line.
Well, it's very interesting that it didn't
They
say...
have to if the program ended, yeah.
And they didn't blur it out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's super weird.
Well, that just means that they still own that line.
Well, what are they waiting for?
Shawn Michaels to come back. Bald.
I really like Shawn.
So here's interesting timing. These main events are pretty much at the same point. Entrances for the champion Shawn Michaels, entrance right now for Hulk Hogan.
Wow.
I find that stuff really interesting. Like it's that in sync that the main events are starting literally at the same time.
So Shawn stole the hat from the guy who was shilling it on the outside, and it coincidentally matches his entrance gear here.
Yeah, it does.
It's pretty funny.
I wonder if that. Who knows? Maybe Shawn's like, wait, you're selling that hat? Let me wear my zebra outfit out.
My zebra outfit, my red leather gloves, like it's Thriller.
I make him shiver. My knees are weak.
Shawn's the man. Shawn is the fucking man.
No, it's Sid, dude.
I'm hoping Sid beats the shit out of Shawn Michaels.
Well, I'm sure Shawn's gonna bump around like crazy for him.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
What's our time check here, guys?
33:57.
Okay.
34 minutes right now. So the runtime for this show is 46:13. So we got about 12 minutes left.
Yeah, they're gonna give us some good time here. Hopefully.
Well,
Anyway.
12 minutes for Sid is fucking 45 minutes for most people.
Oh, Ted DiBiase's down in the corner. I feel like we haven't heard much from him lately.
I'm not
No, we
complaining
haven't.
about that.
Well, yeah, no kidding.
Sid, where did he go? Oh, there he is, still on the middle row. Moron.
Sid misses a fish drop here. Shawn's kind of staying one step ahead of Sid. That's kind of what the storyline is they're going with.
Wow, leaping clothesline. Sid does a good bump for that.
See, this I don't buy into. Shawn throwing punches on Sid's jaw and him being like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I believe it.
I don't know if I buy that. And then Shawn mocked him. What a dick.
Ted's like, Sid, where did my tie go? Do you know where my tie went?
Yeah, the WCW.
Yeah, it's with VK. He stole your gimmick and he went to Nitro. You didn't know?
I'm sorry. Can we do that again?
Is Orby live?
We're live, pal.
It's in a headlock here. Shawn Michaels has a headlock on Sid Vicious. Yes, you heard correct. Psycho Sid is in a headlock for little Shawn Michaels.
This is more compelling than Hogan Luger. I'll tell you right now, they've walked around the ring on Nitro about 8 times.
No kidding, dude.
Oh,
Shawn skins the cat, baby. Guess
thought he was
what,
gonna get
Big
his head
Sid?
caught.
Right outside.
so now why wouldn't you just super kick him from behind?
Because that's too violent. So far, Sid has looked like an absolute moron.
That fits the gimmick here.
And it definitely doesn't help that he's wearing a knee pad on his arm.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he is.
That's all right.
Oh.
Sid never claimed to be the smartest wrestler.
No, he's only got half the brain that you do.
That's right.
Another lockup here. Finally, Sid takes it over with a standing side headlock. How's Hogan doing on the other channel here, boys?
Well, right now they're pretty much been no-selling each other. Luger just hit a vertical suplex, and Hogan's like, "Nah, dude, that don't hurt," because Luger did it to him about 20 seconds earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Now, I just want to point out, I think that Luger, as Sid slams Shawn Michaels down, I think Luger, well, first off, he's wearing black tights again.
That's how it should be.
On WCW. And now last week we had the discussion, all of us, of like, okay, does Luger seem like more of a star now and stuff? Well, when he came out on this second episode of Nitro, I forgot all the bullshit he already did. Like, I was like, okay, he looks like a star now.
I told you that.
He looks like a star.
I told you that. I said that when I saw him on Nitro when he walked out. For me, for some reason, I'm able to keep it separate. I am.
Right.
He looked like he belonged in that match with Hulk Hogan for the title.
Exactly. That was the exact point I wanted to make.
And now maybe it's because he's bigger than Hulk Hogan right then, but regardless.
Yeah. He does have like stuff on his biceps that looks like it's about to pop off. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Hogan just backdropped him. It's picking up over here on Nitro, folks.
Actually, speaking of Lex Luger, I don't know if you guys are aware or saw, but they're on the WWE Network. They're doing like these icons documentaries. They just gave a preview. There's like a 12-minute preview on the network, and I watched it this morning. And a lot of it's about Luger, and I am super hyped to watch it because it has Luger talking, and he's like sitting in his wheelchair, and he's like old man.
I think it's each person. I don't think it's. Right, he probably has his own, and then like Beth Phoenix has one. Yes,
yeah, but this is a preview, so it only has this only has cuts of it a little. But the first one I think is like the Yokozuna one.
What the? But Luger has Hogan in the torture rag, and the referee was about to ring the bell, but Hogan grabbed his arm and said no.
Well, so yeah, Luger thinks he won. He drops Hogan.
Oh, so they're already done over on that channel.
No,
well, there's still some time left.
Yeah, there's still like 7 minutes left.
We're getting teased of a count out finish here with Shawn Michaels selling on the outside of the ring. Back in there. I'm pretty excited for that Yokozuna thing, whatever it is. I saw a commercial for it and I was like, oh.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. And like I said, watch when we're done later, Austin, watch the preview. It's 12 minutes long and it shows clips of each of them that they have announced so far, and they look wicked good.
Yeah, I have to see that.
There's a British Bulldog one, Yokozuna, Beth Phoenix, and Luger, I think right now are the ones they have.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, freaking Sid just did a kick up.
Yeah, what? Yes, one-handed choke slam. There's no way
Hogan just did the leg drop. Here we go. Oh, here comes the Dungeon of Doom. All right, well now that main event's basically over, so now it's switched back over to Raw right now. See what's going on.
Well, you don't want to see the Dungeon of Doom?
No, not really.
You already saw Shark. That's the best guy that they got.
Yeah, now Kamala's putting his dirty foot in Hogan's face. So.
Sid's calling for the powerbomb, boys.
Finish him off, Sid. Do it. Who's the man?
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Shawn just backdropped Sid, which is ridiculous.
As if it was 1, 2, 3, kid.
Yeah.
Sid fucking flew over.
Yeah.
They're booking Shawn a little too strong in this match, in my opinion.
Well, like right now with this camera angle, you can just tell how much bigger Sid is than Shawn.
Well, and the whole thing is for Shawn, really the draw of this match is him bumping around like an animal for Sid and then fighting back to like rally back as the underdog.
Yeah.
That's the draw. Not Shawn fighting him like it's Kevin Nash and Sid Vicious going at it.
No. Shawn heading to the top rope, and he's going to hit a crossbody for a 1, 2, 2 count.
Pretty close. Is the crowd pumped up for this, or do they not really care?
No, they're definitely responding to it.
Okay. Yeah, more than I feel like they normally do.
We got a
kick to the gut.
What is going on here?
Kick to the face. That was a great fucking face that Sid just made.
Yeah. Well, wow.
Shawn with the clean win after 3 super kicks.
Clean win. Super kick to the gut, kind of super kick to the face, and then a rebound super kick.
That was just like, what the hell? Why?
Well,
what am I doing?
I think that doing 3 to him, I think that was good call because
right.
You kind of have to. If you're going to go for a clean finish, you got to do something.
But see, now he is walking around.
What the fuck? Sid's no selling it on the outside.
Yeah. See, like that shit kills it for me, man.
Oh,
come
man.
on.
Sid's just leaving. He's not even sticking around to sell anything. He's just walking in the back.
And Shawn's still chewing his gum.
That whole time he was chewing on gum. That's insane.
I wonder if Sid's pissed.
I would have died. I would have choked and died. On my juicy fruit gum. I've been dead.
See, that ruins it, though. Why does he... Sid gets right up and walks out? That's bullshit.
Is Shawn stripping? What is he doing?
Yeah, he's stripping.
Of course he is.
Oh, Lord. All right, well, while Shawn is stripping, the nursing home roster over here on Nitro, they are collectively arguing. Sting is trying to... So Vader's out of War Games, so it looks like they're trying to get Luger to join. Savage doesn't trust him. Sting's getting in his face like, Luger's my best friend. You can trust him, baby. I'm going to prove it.
What is going on here, man?
Oh, my God. He's showing his butt crack.
So I want to point out, Vince McMahon just said a minute ago, how raw are we going to get right before he took the underwear part off?
Oh, my God.
He literally took the underwear off and threw it, and then he landed on his shoulder, and he was like, nope. And then he flicked it off, and then he started pulling his dick out.
It's raw, baby.
What the fuck, man?
Jesus Christ.
Kiss me, Shawn. I heart you. And I might be underage, but kiss me.
It's fine.
He'll do it. I like that Shawn's clothes are just in the ring on the ground.
You know what would be great? If Jerry Lawler came out dressed up as Shawn Michaels and gave that girl a kiss saying, hey, it's me, Shawn.
You know what's great here is Bart and Billy at some kid's house watching the pay-per-view with them because they're probably not even booked.
Oh, Man Mountain Rock. You guys remember him?
Ugh.
The Bushwhackers showed up too. Oh, no.
Billy, what the hell's going on in here? Mom, I'm just trying to watch porn. In your house, live, September 24th.
I'm trying to watch Shawn Michaels take his pants off on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, it's hard to defend shit like that.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
As a straight male watching this. Oh, here we go.
I'm so pissed, man. They wouldn't let me let me show my dick. Oh, Diesel's like, oh, I'll see your dick. Kiss me right now.
Doc Henderson's like, if anybody's seeing Shawn's dick, it's me. Hey, Shawn, how did the match go out there? But more importantly, why didn't we get to see your penis skin in the middle of the ring tonight?
Are you guys going to win the tag team titles, or are you just going to, not win them? Is anyone going to win? Is anyone going to win any titles, or what?
Are you going to win the tag titles, or what?
Diesel's like, what is that hair, dude? Fucking Johnny Depp, fucking Tim Burton hair.
Doc Hendricks just asked the longest-winded question ever.
With my buddy, Big Daddy Cool, we're going to win tag titles. Okay.
What?
Shawn looks like he just got birthed out of an alien.
He did.
Diesel's like, yep. Mabel sits on my chest in about a week, so just get ready for that.
Diesel's not saying a fucking word. He's just nodding.
Nothing.
Am I even the world champion anymore? I don't even know.
Hey, I'm here too back here, and I used to be Vinny Vegas, but we don't have to talk about that.
Two dudes with attitude, you know? Okay.
Two dudes with attitude.
And, oh wait, we get another next week thing.
Yeah, Men on a Mission versus Yokozuna and Owen Hart.
Oh, wait, look, that's when they hated each other right there.
Well, we're seeing footage. This is for next week's episode.
What?
Yeah, this is right now. All this footage right now is for next week's episode.
You're lying.
I don't like when they do this because it's like, oh, by the way, this already fucking happened.
Wait a second, for real?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait, hang on. This is for next week?
Yeah.
No. Why are they doing that?
It
I don't
wasn't
like
even
that.
pictures. It was literally clips from the match.
Yeah.
No. They should not be doing that shit. Come on.
Oh, I don't like that either. They never did that before.
No, but it's a new fall season.
Oh no, it's like blatantly giving the show away.
Well, they're trying to tease it. I mean, I kind of get it because maybe sitcoms and shows of that era were kind of maybe doing that type of stuff. But I don't know. It's just not really my taste. I don't think
That's lame.
I'll be honest. I'll go for the regular match card graphics any day over that shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
I definitely agree.
Okay.
All right. Well, what do we think of that episode of Raw? I didn't think that was bad at all coming out of it.
I would say that's the best episode of Raw we've seen in several weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it was. Yeah. I mean, especially compared to a lot of the other stuff we watched, it was not a bad Raw.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it went by a little quicker than usual too, which was nice. There wasn't as much like fluff and post-match bullshit where it's like, what the fuck's going on? It was kind of cut and dry. Here's the segment, here's a match, here's an interview, here's a match, which kind of helped it flow more.
Although at the same time, I feel like that also might have just happened because it's a tape draw. So they didn't have, like, they kind of maybe had to even piece the show together, potentially.
Yeah, that's probably true. They probably paced it a little bit better in post.
Which is fine.
You know what's one thing I really like that isn't on Raw anymore? And we haven't really even touched base on it in recent weeks.
What's that?
King's Court.
Oh.
Man.
That
Yeah.
segment used to fucking bring the show to a screeching halt.
It would be like a hole right in the center where it's just like, you're fucked.
And it wouldn't be for 3 or 4 minutes. It'd be for like 8 to 12.
Dude, yeah. So long.
It would take forever.
I forgot about it, to be honest.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I'm really glad they don't do that anymore.
Yeah. So, I just throw that up there.
Yeah, and I did like the touch of the new opening package and kind of the polished up graphics a little bit. It felt like a more sped up timeline wise presentation, because really we've had kind of the same stuff, I'd say, for what, about a year now, Bob, or close to it, as far as the opening and stuff.
I think it's been tweaked like a little bit since the beginning. I want to say maybe shortly before WrestleMania 10 they made an adjustment around like the 1 year mark.
Yeah,
they changed it up a little bit, but for the most part it's been the same.
Right. So that was kind of nice because that video package is completely new.
Yeah.
That we have never seen before. So that was cool. Sucks to see Razor not really feel like a star anymore. I'm very confused by the 1, 2, 3 kid lame excuse of hitting a splash on him. Now they're in a feud again.
Yeah.
That sucks. I'm interested to see more Dean Douglas. I think more Dean Douglas that we see in the ring as opposed to outside of the ring, the better. But, nonetheless, he's a fucking teacher. Isaac Yankem looks aggressive in the ring, which is good and nice for this big dude. He's in decent shape. The gimmick completely kills any credibility, really, that he has. So that blows. And now you're telling me Bret Hart is in another silly-ass match for this pay-per-view. They don't know what to do with Bret Hart, and it's blowing my mind because he's like, if not the top draw still, at least number 2 or 3, and he's never even really promoted very much.
I would say right now it probably goes Bret, Shawn, Diesel.
You think Bret's still number 1?
Yeah.
I don't think he's number 1.
I do.
I think in
I think
me,
Shawn's number one right now.
For me, he is.
Well, yeah.
Because I can't get into a guy trying to take off his pants.
I think Shawn right now is this. They've already transitioned him. He might just be the IC champ, but the way he just was booked in that Sid match, they are totally shifting him into the guy. And Diesel literally and figuratively has been pushed to the background. No doubt about it.
No, I mean, the promo alone that we just saw to close out the show with Shawn cutting the promo and Diesel just standing there being like,
Well,
yeah.
And I think you made a good point. Is Diesel even the champion? Yeah, he is. And it's like, what tells me that?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
He's
It's
still
weird
deciding.
it's weird how he's been presented. I would say ever since In Your House 2 in July, it's really shifted to more Shawn.
100%.
When he beat Jarrett for the IC title, it's really shifted to more of a focus on him. And I mean, realistically, in the ring, I mean, I'm not going to complain about that.
I mean, no.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But at the same time, they forced us into it to begin with Diesel because, again, it was way fucking premature. And now they're going to just pull the plug premature? It's like, talk about a raw deal. Kind of sucks.
Yeah. Raw deal.
Well, as I was kind of looking over on Nitro a little bit, kind of during maybe slow periods, seemed like a relatively strong show. Dallas, I know you watched it with your sole focus on it. Mm-hmm. What were your takeaways for Nitro?
Well, as I kind of mentioned little tidbits here and there, but like, I don't know, this week Nitro, I feel like the show that Nitro did the second show is what they should have did their first show.
Really?
And not even necessarily the matches, but like the presentation.
Mm.
I mean, okay, the Mall America looks impressive because there's a big crowd and such, but realistically, it didn't look like a wrestling show. Like
wrestling fans.
Yes, and there's no branding anywhere. It was nothing. Okay, so now you go to Nitro 2, right? We're in Miami, Florida. We have the Nitro stage, the big WCW logos on the side, the big logo at the top. There's pyro. The announcers on the table. We have that table everyone knows. They got the logo on that. The ring skirt. Now, I thought this was super interesting because I didn't know it was ever like this. But the ring skirt was very interesting because it had the traditional Nitro ring skirt, but it was clear and they had lights under the ring, and I thought that was super cool.
Hmm.
So I don't know if you noticed that.
I can't even picture that. Yeah.
Well, it was. I almost didn't realize it at first, and I was like, "Am I seeing this correctly?" But it appears as if the Nitro logos, instead of them being red, were clear. And like the skirt was held down and there was like a couple lights underneath.
Oh.
So like I said, just in general, I think the presentation was just better. And if people tuned in to this show first, like Nitro, if that was the first one, it'd be like, oh shit, like this is pretty on par, if not presented better than Raw because, it felt big. I know the building was a little bit smaller and such, but the fans were on their feet the whole time. I don't know. For me, this was not a bad episode of Raw to go head-to-head with this Nitro, which I think is an interesting point to bring up. Because I'll be honest with you guys, when I watched Nitro this morning, I immediately was dreading watching Raw because I was like, no, I actually enjoyed that show a decent amount.
Would you say the second Nitro as a show is better than the first? It sounds like it is from what you're saying.
I sort of want to say yes to that.
Yeah.
I don't know what your opinions are on that since you've pretty much watched it as well, but I sort of feel like
I was more or less glancing at it. I wouldn't say I was dedicatedly watching it. I think it's really interesting with Nitro that, you start off with a Sabu debut with Alex Wright. So immediately your fans are just going to be like, who the fuck is this Sabu dude? He's got scars all over his body. This guy's a nut job. When you actually watch the match, you're probably thinking, okay, I've never seen a dude jump off the top rope and put a guy through a table.
Exactly.
Never seen that before, right? In WCW. And then after that, you have to think of it from this way. You have a promo with Flair and Luger, megastars. Then you go to Sting and VK Wall Street. Well, Sting is arguably one of your top guys. He is a top guy.
He's established.
Oh, absolutely. And then you have VK Wall Street. It's like, oh, that used to be IRS. That's intriguing, potentially.
Right.
Then you have fucking Randy Savage against Scott Norton. And judging by what Norton was doing to Savage, you're buying into Norton aside from the shark fucking finish, which was hilariously awful.
No, and I just want to point out, too, I couldn't name a Scott Norton match that I remember watching. And so seeing this, I was like, oh, he's a badass. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely was buying into him watching this match.
I've always enjoyed Scott Norton.
He's very underappreciated as a heavyweight wrestler.
Absolutely. And then you go into your main event with Luger and Hogan. That's a considerable amount of star power. Where if I was, each week I'm gonna take myself kind of back to my childhood. If I'm watching Nitro, I don't know at what point I would want to switch over to Raw.
Right, there's not like an obvious switch point.
Right. Meanwhile, with Raw, like the Smoking Guns enhancement match, you might be like, okay, let me go over to Nitro.
Right.
The In Your House report, which was probably 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Let me go see what's going on Nitro.
Right.
Dr. Isaac Yankum. I mean,
another one. Right.
There's definitely a lot of points where you could have switched over to Nitro, and then if you switch over to Nitro, you might get lost and you might not come back. Like, you might get stuck in Nitro land where everything is like, oh, wait, I know that guy. Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen that. Oh, that's cool. Right. So, and then you might not flip the channel back.
And that's why I'm kind of really interested to see at what point does Raw stop doing enhancement matches? At what point does Raw stop doing the pay-per-view reports to shill it to you, to try to get you to buy it or to get you to purchase it?
I'm wondering the same. And, also, these two first WCW Nitro shows, as they announced on that second one, Fall Brawl is like 6 days after that. Yeah. So that being said, I'm more excited even to see what happens after that pay-per-view, because then we're really going to see some real TV build-up for the next one. Right now, it's kind of the Dungeon of Doom versus the Hulkamaniacs in War Games. But like on TV, you sort of get that, but you don't really know what's going on. So once Fall Brawl happens and we kind of get that out of the way, now we can start building other stories on Nitro, and I think it's going to get even more interesting.
Well, and I think next week's episodes are very interesting because Raw is the go home for In Your House, and we're coming off of Fall Brawl.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's, they're going to be really pushing for the pay-per-view, and then WCW potentially, I would imagine, would be pushing you towards what we're going to be doing for Halloween Havoc, which in Bischoff's mind is one of their biggest pay-per-views of the year.
Yeah, and as kind of bouncing off of what Austin, you mentioned either on this episode and also last one, WCW last week felt very much like the WWF. You had them standing at ringside talking on the microphones, and the ring was even blue and like shit like that. That was gone this week. Yeah, we were talking at the announce table and stuff, but it didn't look the same. Like, we weren't standing on the guardrail. The ring wasn't fucking blue again. So I think they
weren't using a green screen.
Yeah. So I think I don't know if they purposely were like, wait, we need to take a step back. That was too much like them. Or if it was they weren't prepared for that first show, which easily could have been the case. I think they just maybe didn't have things ready. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think it was the location. I think they banked too much on the Mall of America and maybe overlooked a lot of the other finer details. When really it's the finer details that make your show. A lot of the stuff, Dallas, that you just mentioned make Nitro. So without those key ingredients, I really think that's why I kind of, not butcher, but I really give the first episode of Nitro a hard time. It's because realistically, that first episode of Nitro leaves a lot of the key components out. It does feel like a WWF knockoff. And that's the thing that I don't like about it, where I know it could have been so much better. So I do tend to give it a hard time. But it sounds to me like the way you're explaining it, because I don't think I've ever watched just randomly the second episode of Nitro. But the way you're explaining it sounds like that should have been the first one.
I sort of think so. And I don't know. I know you said you weren't going to be watching it, but if you can find the time, I think you should go out of your way and try to watch along with us. I think you'll I think it'll bring not necessarily fresh ice to be like, oh yeah, WCW is like where it's at, but I think when you see it, you'd be like, oh, okay, like I get that, and I think it's worth the watch.
And I think Bob brings up a good point. Say you're watching the Yankum match, and for the hell of it, because it's on, you switch over to WCW, and you see a guy like Randy Savage. Now let's think back here, Bob. Randy Savage, for a good couple of months, was in probably the hottest angle on TV. Mm-hmm. We couldn't wait to tune into Raw just exclusively for Randy Savage. What is he going to do? What's he going to do this week? He's a madman running in, doing this, attacking here. If you turn over thinking that Randy Savage is just gone, wait a minute. Randy Savage is wrestling full time over here and being featured. Mm-hmm. That's a game changer. Whereas Hulk Hogan, we just got a taste of him. It is what it is. You kind of know what you're getting. To know Randy Savage has more in the tank for a casual fan like me is an attention getter immediately. To see Lex Luger back the way he's supposed to look in a main event, believably so, is an attention getter. Wait a minute. Lex Luger has more in the tank? Lex Luger's in the main event against Hulk Hogan for the championship? That's an attention getter. That's what I mean. I think they do a good job of drawing you in, to whereas Raw they do a good job of keeping you just because you are somewhat invested in their storylines. It's more of the sizzle for WCW. And I think that's important. And I think Raw quickly falls victim to that because really, I would say storyline wise, they don't give us very much sizzle on TV. There's not very much a point where it's like, oh, I have to see what's going to, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, well, here's what we're getting next. It's not, I have to see what's next.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Whereas WCW, they don't promote or show clips of their matches the following week. Come on. If you're telling me what's already happened and you're telling me it already happened, then why am I tuning in? If you don't
I think
care,
you can do that for syndication because everybody knows like Superstars is taped. No one thinks
but any programming, I don't know, any programming, if it's not worth watching, then why are you putting it on TV?
Yeah. I think if it would be like with AEW today, if they're saying next week, episode, and you see Kenny Omega doing something crazy to Phoenix. I'm going to be like, I don't know if I'm going to watch that now.
But I get the idea. I get the idea. It's like, oh, that happened? I got to watch.
Well, I get the idea too.
But that's going to make me kind of seek out to see if I could read what happened.
Or something.
That's
yeah.
True. Yeah. I got a good example too, Bob, that you just mentioned that I'll just throw out here real quick. This was like, I don't remember what year, so I'm not even going to guess, but there was a storyline in TNA or Impact Wrestling, whatever it was at the time, where Bully Ray was going to put Dixie Carter through a table. And they were hyping this shit up week after week. And it was like, yes, come on. It's going to happen eventually. And then finally, like one week, it's like, next week, it happens. And they like start to show it. And it's like, what the fuck?
No, see, don't do that.
It's like, it was exciting because like you want to see it, but like, what the fuck?
No, yeah, okay. You can tease it, but then don't fucking ruin the blow off.
Exactly.
Because if you already know in 6 days it's going to happen, you've already killed it. There's no reason to, unless you need to see it happen. You're already saying that it's happened. So, okay, I already know what's going to happen.
And here's the overarching problem with all of that, right? You build something up, build it up. Here's a little bit. By the time it comes, either A, you don't care anymore because you've heard it 10,000 times. Or B, there is no way it can live up to the hype because it's been way overhyped. So by the time it happens, you're like, oh, that was it? Yeah. That's why I don't like shit like that. That's why when you're showing clips of your matches next week, it's like, I don't see a positive.
And the one they just showed us with 1-2-3 Kid, it appears as if he loses the match to me. Now, that could be a bait and switch, which is totally fine and all.
Yeah.
But I mean, if so, it's the same idea. It's like, well, what the fuck? Now I sort of know what's going to happen. It's like, we see it on shows we watch all the time. It's just like, why are you showing that in the preview? Like, I don't want to see that. Now I know what's going to happen. I see it all the time. So I don't think it's a good way to go, especially in wrestling, where you kind of live off of what's unpredictable, what's going to happen next.
Dude, that's what brings people in. Unpredictability in pro wrestling is what sells tickets for TV. Mm-hmm. It's what gets you viewership. It's the secret ingredient to a successful wrestling show. When you can't guess what's next, let alone project who's going to walk out or, what storyline is going to unfold or what's going on in the back. Oh my God, let's get cameras back there. That's the shit, even to this day, that makes people watch a wrestling show. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. That's what works. So for you to literally pen everything out for us, and by the time we watch, we're just coloring by numbers, who gives a fuck about that?
No, I agree with you.
It just sucks. And I think really to kind of speed it up to modern day, I think that's why AEW is being so successful. Because there is still that element of who's coming out? What's going to happen next? Oh, there's something going on backstage. Oh, here's an outside segment. It's not like Sasha Banks and some bitch fighting over hair extensions. The same tired fucking bullshit ass corny pro wrestling storylines. Same thing here in 1995. You throw shit out on WCW that nobody's expecting, or you can watch the same tired Diesel promo or Sid promo. The same one you've gotten for 2 years. It's just I think that's the edge. The edge is in the unknown, and WCW has that edge.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. One last question: how do you guys feel about like promoting everything the week before? I know Bischoff has said that you have to leave some kind of unpredictability, which is what we're kind of talking about. Would you promote all the matches that you're having the next week, or would you not?
I don't know. I think you do need a little something to get people in, but I don't think it should be all of it.
I think one featured match is okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad. But see, the thing is the difference here is like Raw will do a featured match and the rest are just squash matches. So that's tough. Now with, I don't remember necessarily what was promoted for second Nitro besides Luger and Hogan. I think that was really the only thing that was promoted as of the last Nitro, of course. I don't know what happened on Saturday night, but now on the second episode, they did sort of talk about what's going to happen on the next show. They said like Johnny B. Bad is going to face Paul Orndorff, and then the Nasty Boys are going to be there. Oh, and the debut of the American Males and the Blue Bloods they're going to face one of those teams. So they didn't really tell you what's going to happen, but you kind of have a match and you kind of know a couple people you're going to see. And I think that was an interesting way of doing it.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, so if you promote at least, you get one featured match promoted is fine, but to do it week after week after week after week, it gets a little, formulaic, I think. If you can do it in creative ways, that's a totally different story. If you have Gorilla Monsoon rushing up to the commentary table 30 seconds before we're going off air, next week's main event, this is huge breaking news, fucking blah, 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 blah. That's going to be way more interesting than, 5 minutes into this Raw, you're telling me about next week's fucking main event, and then you tell me 2 or 3 more times. So I think there's ways of going about it that would make people want to tune in more than literally just beating a dead horse every week. Same way, this is the featured match, blah, blah, blah. This is why you should care. See you next week.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we're going to fall in love with the new way they're doing it. Probably not, but maybe.
I like that WCW, though, seems to be keeping things open-ended. Hey, here's a featured match, and these guys might be on too. You should check it out. They might fight somebody.
Well, I was kind of thinking maybe you could do so with WCW for week 2. Maybe I would have been like, tune in next week to see Randy Savage, Sting, the debut of VK Wall Street, Sabu, Hogan, Luger, whatever, but not specifically saying what matches.
Right. And that's the thing. I think that plays off the spontaneousness of the show too. I mean, if you know the full card and really what you need to be caring about, everything in between, they've already told you it doesn't matter by running down what does in their mind. So I do think it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of situation. We've definitely seen episodes of Raw where nothing is promoted next week. We just go off air and it's like, what's going to be happening next week? We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that makes me worried that
That's
they didn't have
the
anything
Raw,
to promote.
That's usually the Raw before a pay-per-view.
Right.
Because they don't really know what they're going to be doing after that, probably.
Right. They don't know what's filmed or what's in the can and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, that can be helping or hurting. Like I said, that might tell me, they haven't figured out what's important yet, so it's probably not being a great show. Or it's going to be, oh my God, what's going to happen? I better tune in to find out because they didn't tell me shit.
Yeah.
So you can see it a couple of different ways, but I think it all comes down to the creativity of the execution. And that goes for anything on wrestling shows. If it feels boring and contrived and overcomplicated and just overpushed, garbage.
Yeah. No, I kind of agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got anything else for episode 151?
If I say no, I'm going to get yelled at for saying
I was
no.
waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
I was trying to make you say no first. But no, I don't. I can't wait to watch Nitro.
I kind of do. I have a wild card question.
All right,
Okay.
go ahead.
Seeing what we saw this week and kind of how, I don't know, I guess we see how In Your House is laid out. Where does two individuals end up going in the next couple of months, say into 96? What do you do with Psycho Sid? And what do you do with the British Bulldog? Because seemingly, after this episode and going into In Your House, there ain't much there for him. I mean, at least Bulldog's got a booked match against Bam Bam. But again, Bam Bam's got nothing going on. We barely even see him anymore. So what do you do with Bulldog and what do you do with Psycho Sid?
I think we have to pretend that In Your House is not there. Because this pay-per-view literally means absolutely nothing. There's no substance to it. I think that Bulldog needs to have at least one match against Diesel for the title.
Do you think we'll see that before WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I think we'd have to.
You have to, right?
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's going to end up being a Raw match. I think it should probably be a pay-per-view. But I think that's where he needs to go. He needs to turn into your top heel.
Could you see Bulldog and Diesel at Royal Rumble for the title?
I'm afraid it's too far away, but that's sort of what I was thinking.
I mean,
I don't know if Bulldog's on that level.
no.
Well, we could get him there by then.
I
think that's the earliest you could get him there.
I would not. I mean, I don't know. I could maybe see Survivor Series. It's the lesser of the four.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
The four main ones. I would say by the end of 95, at this point, I would have my goal to be for Bulldog to at least be the Intercontinental Champion.
Right.
So I would have him beat Shawn. I think with a new look, a new attitude, a new intensity, Cornette with him.
I think that could work too because
and you're gonna have to get the belt off Shawn anyway because you're definitely gonna elevate Shawn to the world title.
Well, and they're already positioning towards that. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and so you think okay, he beat up Shawn's best friend, so that's an easy transition to me to have him turn towards Shawn and have that be the focus. I think that could easily happen.
So I would say you do Bulldog Diesel at Survivor Series. Bulldog loses a competitive match, whatever. And then Bulldog maybe beats Shawn on a Raw for the IC title or the December in your house, and then you can go into 96 with Shawn moving up the ranks, I guess.
So you see Bulldog as needing to go up in order to go back down. Like he needs to be projected up to even be on the Intercontinental level, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair to say.
And then, but the real tough one is Sid.
What do you do with Psycho fucking Sid, man?
Yeah, that's real tough because you have him come in as a bodyguard, you protect him pretty well. Then he loses 3 matches in a row to Diesel.
It's Luger all over again.
But to an extreme, extent.
In the reverse.
Luger was a gradual, the rise and the fall was very gradual.
Right.
For the most part. But Sid is like, he's there and then boom, down like real quick within a couple months. I would probably at some point you have to turn him face.
That's what I was thinking too.
I think his credibility as a heel is gone.
That's a good point.
And the easy way to do it is to kind of with DiBiase, the same thing that kind of happened with Bam Bam. DiBiase can be like, you fucking goof, I fucking pay you this amount of money. You never win, whatever. Sid turns on him. And then to start off, you have at least like Kama, and I guess the only other one is really Tatanka that's in the corporation that I can think of.
Right.
There's really not that many guys. But at one point there was like 100. But so I guess you could do that. And then as you go into 96, I don't know what heel, if Sid's a babyface that you could really.
I know. I
don't know. I mean, could you maybe you don't turn him face. Maybe for WrestleMania 12, you're kind of projecting a Sid Taker match.
I don't know.
But I don't know if you can get there with what they've been doing to Sid.
Yeah, and really Undertaker would be a wild card because he's kind of been doing his own thing.
Yeah. But the shit he's been doing has been so random anyways. I could see that working.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And, Taker as a face against any big guy is over at WrestleMania. So that's like an easy cop-out booking.
Hey, if it gets us through for a little bit until they figure something else out.
And that's kind of what it seems like with Sid since he's been back. It's just he's the awkward puzzle piece now that's not fitting.
Yeah.
What do you do? Because before it was kind of like, well, what are we doing with Bam Bam? And they kind of figured something out at least. But now, like, he's fallen out of the puzzle. It's like he's not even a piece anymore.
Yeah, completely.
And then it's like, okay, well, now we got this giant fucking square piece. And there's nowhere to fit this fucking thing just right. I don't know. Have him lose to Shawn on Raw. It's like, well, he's kind of lost a lot lately, don't you think?
Yeah, Bigelow's the type of puzzle piece where you grab the puzzle piece too firmly so it crunches up and you try to put it in, but it clearly sticks out. So
now it's just a lost cause. Like you might as well throw that piece. It's got tape on it, and now it's all shitty, and it kind of fits, but like no, it makes the picture look like shit.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. I think they're painting themselves into so many different corners that's why I'm feeling like these in your houses aren't really meaning anything. It's because they can't get their feet underneath them. They like keep tripping and tripping and tripping. It's like they're falling downstairs. They just can't get a foothold on anything. I mean, what is the longest lasting storyline that we've even seen this year? And we talked about it a little bit. Give me a 1995 storyline that is of significant substance. I can't think of any.
There really isn't.
There's nothing.
Yeah, there's not.
There is none. The corporation was a angle for the first half of the year.
See, now what the fuck, man? You were saying that was a storyline. I'm the one that said that it was.
Yeah,
and now you're switching.
No, it is. It's a storyline.
Don't be trying to act like you've been saying that this whole time.
No, but that's what everything's spiderwebbed off of. That's where all the storylines spiderwebbed off of. The fucking corporation. That's what gave at least something in early 95.
Mm-hmm.
Now that there's two guys, like you said, now there's not even that. Ted is barely even seen on TV, which, mind you, they overexposed him before that. But it's like, okay, now what? Like the storyline is, oh, Shawn's the coolest guy ever. Like that's the main storyline.
Right.
Like I don't know. There's just everybody just feels like they're floating in the WWF bubble. And the only reason we should care is because it's the WWF bubble. Not because there's like storylines attached. It's like, oh, why do I care about a British Bulldog Razor Ramon match? Because they have a heated rivalry? Or because it's the WWF bubble and that's just what we put together? It's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Give me something.
Yeah.
Something.
There's no doubt that the In Your House pay-per-view that's coming up is the definition of a filler pay-per-view, and I would say it's the equivalent to a WCW Clash of Champions.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But even with WCW Clash of Champions, they still had fucking angles that you would care about to want to tune in to watch.
Right.
Oh,
right.
It's true.
I don't know what they're banking on to push these.
All the titles on the line, bro. Who's going to walk out champion? Anybody who wins can win the title.
Well, Diesel doesn't even feel like a champion.
No.
And we barely see Owen Hart and Yokozuna on TV because Yokozuna can't work a full match.
They weren't even on the fucking SummerSlam pay-per-view. How big of a deal are they?
So that's what I mean. It's like, is that really the draw? Give me something to sink my fucking teeth into.
Yeah.
Give me something that I got to think about or be emotional about for more than 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
And,
no, I'm right there with you.
And that's been WWF's problem for a long time. You know, is either their execution of a blow-off, which is really rough track record since we started, or it's the progression of an angle. There's so many starts and stops. We're really, and we've talked about this before, the only thing that's ever felt like it mattered was maybe the Brett and Owen story. And what else?
Luger Tatanka.
I can't tell if you're serious or not.
That mattered.
Yeah, to a certain extent. But again, okay, so from 93 and 95.
Dallas doesn't know that his microphone's muted.
Not muted.
Yeah, you were.
I wasn't.
So, whatever. From 93 to 95, we can think of two. I would even say Savage Crush.
Well, yeah, I thought you were talking about for 94 or whatever. Yeah, 90. Yeah, that for sure. Yeah.
You know, but it's been well over a year since any of that shit has happened.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I don't know. We're just floating along in the WWF bubble at this point, hoping not to pop on the sharp needle pin that is WCW.
Yeah, well, with Nitro, who knows? Maybe that balloon will pop sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Who knows? Well, I know Dallas is going to say no. Austin, do you have any other wild card questions or no?
That was all I had.
Okay. Well, that was a fun discussion to close out the show after watching Raw and kind of glancing at Nitro. Hopefully, you guys listening enjoyed the episode, and if you watched along with Raw, hopefully you enjoy that as well. I'm curious to see if anybody watched Nitro maybe along with us. As I said, I pressed play at 10 seconds. So if you watched along at the max, you're 10 seconds behind what I was seeing, at least at the time. So just future reference. So I'll probably continue doing it because it really didn't impact my viewing at all. Nitro did buffer a couple times, but Raw was steady throughout. So no worries on my end. But for this week's episode, that should wrap it up. Next week, again, go home show before In Your House, and then we're coming off of Fall Brawl. Soon enough, we will be doing a bonus episode for Fall Brawl. I think those bonus episodes will get significantly more interesting if we're going to be kind of following along with the live weekly TV. There may be more investment for that product, so that'll be fun to kind of see as well. But for Austin Skinner and for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Klein Jr., and this has been Ico Bob.
You got it.
I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. make them hot. I make them shiver. Their knees get weak. Whenever I'm around, they see me walk. They hear me talk. I make them feel like they're on cloud nine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Ain't your hard-eyed girls? Hands off the merchandise. I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drives a girl wild. I've got the moves that really move them. I said chill, up and down their spine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I make them hot. I make them shiver. Their knees get weak. Whenever I'm around, they see me walk. They hear me talk. I make them feel like they're on cloud nine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Ain't your hard-eyed girls? Hands off the merchandise.